All right, we are back to talk about 90 Day Fiancé. And I just want to say, not 90 Day Fiancé the other way.
No.
Not 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. Not even 90 Day Fiancé, the single life.
No.
Or 90 Day Fiancé, Pedro and Chantal. Although I want to watch that, and you won't let us watch that.
No, a lot of people want us to watch it. I'm just like, oh my God. Apparently there's some shit going down with Pedro.
Well, I watch My Thoughts on YouTube, and if you know who that is,
she's so funny.
You already know how funny she is.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you should find her.
Yeah.
But I was watching her recap of Pedro and Chantal, and I was looking at some of the footage, and I am just gobsmacked at how different Chantal looks, because the last time I followed them was like maybe their first season or their first couple of seasons, but she is 100% different.
Yeah.
And Pedro was in his tidy whities in the bathroom with his leg kicked up onto the counter with all of his junk spilling forth. I'm like, put your leg down, Pedro. What are you doing? This is incredibly inappropriate.
Could you imagine if your husband did that when he was brushing his teeth?
Like, no. What are you doing, Cro-Magnon man? Og make fire? Jesus. We see your junk.
Oh,
Thanks.
so crazy.
Anyway, but I want to watch it. It seems really ridiculous and right up our alley, but we won't. We've got 3 shows that we're currently doing. Plus we have
busy.
3 extra shows that we are currently covering on Patreon. So let's just stick to 90 Day Fiancé
for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start us off. What do we got here? You're going to bring us up to speed because this has been airing for about a month.
Yep.
So you will kind of download us on all of the couples and then we'll get into this week's episode.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to go over all the couples.
All right. I'm just going to I'm going to follow your lead.
You're just
I'm going limp.
Go with the flow.
Going limp.
Go with the flow. So we have 6 couples this season.
Okay.
A couple of them are new. First one we have is Rob and Sophie.
But who's the hamster guy?
That's Clayton.
Oh my God. I can't wait to get to the hamster guy. Because
not hamster, guinea pigs.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
God.
That was wonderful. Right. But anyway, who's the first couple?
Rob and Sophie. Rob is 32 from LA, aka Inglewood.
Dollar Store Drake.
Yes.
Dollar Store Drake. Okay. Got
and
it.
Sophie, who's 23 and from London, England.
I like
she's
her.
So fucking rich, dude.
Is she?
So rich. She doesn't even know what her grandfather does for a living. She's that rich. She has maids and shit. She's a social media influencer. Like, she's just living her best rich girl life.
Really love him if she's willing to cohabitate with him in that broke down cardboard box of an unsafe apartment.
That fucking
California.
Studio apartment that looks like a hostel with his fucking bathroom that's outside of his place and all of his shit everywhere. I'm just like,
it's California. He's probably paying $4,000 a month for that.
Oh, 100%.
Is he like a singer? Is he in the entertainment industry?
He's a jack of all trades, and he used to be a model, and that's how he met Sophie, because she DM'd him. Because, you know, he's so hot and so attractive, and so he was getting DMs upon DMs upon DMs from all of these hot bitches, but they weren't hot enough for him until Sophie DM'd him. Well, and he's like, wow.
In all fairness, the man is handsome. He looks a little bit like Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh my God,
I have a little bit of a thing for him. Everything. He's kind of. He's not hideous.
Well,
he's not hideous.
He's got kind of a weird head.
He does have kind of a strange head.
It's kind of a small little
and his
head.
profile, like from his profile, he looks like a baby.
Yeah.
But
he does.
What makes him ugly is his personality.
Dude, and the serial killer eyes. I'm just like, what is wrong with you?
You are operating at such a disadvantage.
Yeah.
You really have no business giving her a hard time for having trauma around birth.
Well, yeah, so you missed that last episode because we're catching up on these. So last episode, she revealed at like some dinner or whatever that she didn't want to get pregnant. And apparently they had never talked about this before, even though they're planning to get married. Apparently they had never talked about it. He was shocked. He got up from the table, like stormed off, and was like super pissed at her for not wanting to get pregnant.
Because that's how you communicate and maintain a healthy relationship, is you just storm off. Yep.
Yes. And so then she revealed she's got a medical condition. She had a cyst on her ovary or something, or a tumor. I can't remember. And she was told that it could affect her fertility. And so in this week's episode, we meet them having lunch or whatever, and they're trying to talk about this disagreement.
On the terrace.
Yeah. fancy Inglewood studio apartment. So they're having lunch or whatever, and she's talking to him about it and trying to explain herself as to why she doesn't want to have kids or why she's scared of being pregnant. And he's like, but I want a little me though. I want babies though. So how are we going to make that work?
I'm okay with a surrogate. Or I'm okay adopting. And he's like, well, if it's not like from my loins, if it's not blood of my blood, I'm not interested.
Oh my God.
God, ego.
So ridiculous.
How about just sit with her, ask her where her fear comes from. Why does she feel that way? Is there anything I can do for you? I'm not going to rush you, baby. And if and when we ever have a child in the future, it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to be right there to support you. I mean, is that just a crazy pipe dream that it's possible a man would do that for a woman?
Yes, because it's 90 Day Fiancé.
Sorry.
It's 90 Day fucking Fiancé.
Got it.
Oh, you missed too in like the first or second episode. He had such a cringe airport proposal to her. He like did a whole ass dance with like a speaker and everything.
Like a swaloo?
Yeah.
Like a swaloo in Kalani?
Yeah. It was so
wait a minute.
Cringe.
A speaker?
A speaker, like a little Bluetooth speaker. And he did it in the middle of like the walkway area. So people are walking by him and he's like, God, can you guys just like leave me alone? I'm trying to like dance. And Sophie's jet lagged as fuck and she's tired with no makeup. She's like, can we just like go home? It's like 4 in the morning.
I just want to wash my butt and eat a grilled cheese sandwich and just chill.
He's just so cringe. And he like got mad at her because she wasn't like super excited about it because she's jet lagged and tired. And she's like,
and
also
go I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing. Yeah. Do you see yourself?
It was pretty amazing.
Can you see yourself from outside of your own body?
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing you and it's awful.
Yeah. The other thing in their storyline is that she has not told him that she is bisexual.
Oh my gosh, she'd like to eat the box?
Well, she's never been with a woman.
Get a box it.
She's never been with
to get a box it. Ooh, she'd like to get a box it.
No,
everybody
she's
likes to
never
get
been
box
with a woman
it.
yet, though.
Oh,
so more she's like box it. She's more like bi-curious.
Sorry. Okay. Isn't that every woman? Is that such a scandal to tell Dollar Store Drake? He's going to love it, by the way.
I hope.
He's going to immediately want to set up a threesome.
You think so?
Of course.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like she's scared to tell him because she's worried that he's going to get mad. And like judging by how he reacts to everything else.
He seems to always be mad.
I feel like he'll escalate. And so in this episode, they go to the club with, with Rob's friend.
Oh, you're right. They go to the club with that guy and she has a friend that she met on some site.
Some dating app.
Right.
In the friends section of the dating app, she met this lady and they go to the club together and Rob's friend is immediately like, so are you into girls? How'd you meet this girl? Do you like girls? Like he's asking her friend and she's like, no, I'm not.
And who are you?
Yeah.
And I just met you.
Leave me
Why
alone.
Are we talking about my sexuality? Inappropriate.
And Sophie's like, no, she doesn't. I guess she allegedly met this friend on the dating app in the friends section before she realized that she was bisexual.
She want to eat the box?
Probably.
She probably want to eat the box.
She probably wants to experiment a little bit.
Okay, she coming to LA. She wants to be freaky deaky.
I mean, that's fine. But like, tell your man first though. Because I feel like he's just going to explode about it. He's going to be like, what? He's going to be one of those toxic men that's going to be like,
is my dick not enough for you?
Exactly. Yeah. Is my jackhammering not frankly, pleasure enough?
It is not enough for me.
No.
I need much more. I need a box.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, at the end of this episode.
I know, I was going to get to that.
Okay, sorry.
I was going to get to that.
You're in charge of 90 Day Fiancé.
You never let me lead.
I'm sorry. I'm terrible. Shut up.
And then the episode concludes with some shocking information.
I was shocked.
Which is Sophie moved out of the shitty studio apartment into a much nicer hotel. An
outhouse.
With a much nicer hotel with an actual bathroom, an actual shower. I guess the night prior to her moving out, she was looking on Rob's phone and she found an app where he was soliciting and sending nudie photos and videos to some OnlyFans chick probably, or to several chicks. I don't know. But it really tore her up because he's done this before. So he's done this before and she's confronted him about it and said, please don't ever do this again because this is a hard boundary and I don't want you to do it again because I consider it cheating. And then he does it again. And so they had a big old fight and she's devastated because she loves him and she has nobody here and she's stuck in Inglewood, California
just go
by
home.
Herself.
She's like, if I was in London, I would just go to my mom's or go to my friends. I'd be, see you never. I'm like, well, if you're so rich, just get on your first class ticket, get on the plane and go back to London. Just get out of here. You don't want to live here. You don't want to be here.
Exactly. But she loves him for some reason. Women so they're probably going to talk about it and he's going to be like, I wasn't even doing anything.
Well,
why are you mad?
Kind of doing that in the car ride that she was filming. He's like, I'm not a perfect man. I'm not perfect. I'm like, you can say that again.
I'm like, dude, there's
to say the least.
There's a difference between like watching porn and then sending lewd videos to a porn actress and then getting them back. Like, that's what it sounds like he was doing. He was like responding, like probably jacking off.
You
or
young
something.
people are crazy.
I don't do that shit.
I mean, but
I've never
young
done
people
that
are
shit.
nuts. Just to send a nude. Well, I did send a nude once. I told you.
Yeah,
I sent a whole ass video.
A whole
It's
tape,
somewhere.
girl.
It's somewhere in Colorado. You know that. It could resurface at any moment, and if it does, I'll show y'all because I look so good in it. Woo!
You're like a Kim K over
But I'm
here.
just like, that was scandalous back then when I did it.
Well,
but
yeah.
you got kids doing it.
I know.
All kinds of people just sending their nudes and sex acts and everything. And I'm scandalized for you young people. Stop doing it. Disgusting.
And now there's AI deepfakes and shit where people are making fake nudes of people's faces. And I'm just like, good Lord.
Luciferian matrix. But do go on.
Me too. Yes. So that's how it leaves this episode,
She's not going anywhere.
She's crying about it. They're going to talk about it.
Stigmatized.
And then she'll get back together with him, and then he'll inevitably do it again. Like, he's just a piece of shit. Oh, I did have an article, though, about him.
Okay.
Because he's been arrested. Rob's been arrested twice. So his first offense took place in January 2007 when he was 17 years old. He was charged with 1 count of aggravated battery and 1 count of battery related to an incident that occurred at 7 p.m., blah, 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 blah. And then the second time he was arrested was 9 months later, and he was charged with 1 count of aggravated assault and 1 count of obstructing or impeding of lawful activities.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah. So, I mean, he was young, and maybe he was involved with, like bad people, but the aggravated assault thing, though, I'm like,
Sophia, you in danger, girl.
Yeah,
you
I'm
better
kind
run
of
back to London. Yeah, you don't need any of that business.
No, I don't really like him though. I haven't
he's
gotten
a terrible
good
person.
vibe.
No, there's no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
Got weird eyes. I'm just like, you look
a baby profile.
Weird, man. Yeah. Well, you think he looks like Jesse? What's his face?
And when he's looking straight on, there's like, and if I'm blurring my eyes. I'm blurring my eyes and he's looking straight on. I'm like, I can kind of see it, Daddy.
God.
Sorry.
I don't know. We'll see what happens with them. Next couple we have is the most scandalous, I think. Nikki Exotica and Justin, a.k.a. Igor.
Let's call him Igor.
Yeah.
That is his name.
That is his name.
That is what his family calls him.
Yes.
That is his
what he was born with.
Moniker.
Yeah.
There's no reason to call him Justin.
Well, he used to look like Justin Timberlake. That's why she renamed him.
Come on, poor guy.
I know. So Nikki is 47, if you can believe it. She
I cannot.
She looks older, sorry. But she is a transgender woman. She's from Hoboken, New Jersey. She's had 1 million plastic surgery. I mean, yeah. Well, she's got an OnlyFans.
She's a prostitute.
And she charges like $16 a month for the OnlyFans.
I'm not trying to hate on sex workers, but she's a terrible person. So
she's awful.
I don't care.
She is awful. So she's had 1 million plastic surgeries.
No.
She's had her eye color surgically changed.
Heard about that.
Yes, which is nuts. I didn't even know that was a thing. Igor is 36 and he's from Chisinau or whatever, Moldova. He has a personal trainer.
Where Andre the Monster's from.
Yep. Yeah. They met 17 years ago when Nikki was actually in Moldova meeting another man that she fell in love with.
Okay.
And this previous relationship didn't work out because when she flew back to Moldova, because she was in a relationship with this guy in America, and then he got into some trouble and he got deported. So then she flew back to Moldova to see him after he got deported, and she gets there and he's in an apartment with another chick. Like, he's got a whole ass wife.
Oh,
so
God.
They ended their relationship, and then she immediately gets on a dating app because, as we know, she's obsessed with sex, and she meets Igor and they go on a date, and it was very wholesome and sweet. They didn't even have sex that first night. And
how old was Igor at the time?
He was 19.
Okay.
So pretty young, but I thought he was a minor. Like, there were some people saying online that she had groomed him when he was like 17. I don't know if that's true or not, because I was looking up their ages. He was 19. They dated for a while, and then after her 4th trip to Moldova, she was like going back and forth to see him. After her 4th trip, he proposed to her. So they had a whole ass relationship. They were together for 2 years.
But he did not know she was trans at this time.
No. And she had already had the bottom surgery.
Okay.
So she had the bottom surgery when she was 20.
So they were banging.
Yes, they were banging a lot. They were together for 2 years. She did not tell him that she was trans this entire time. He had no idea. And back then, she actually looked a little bit more natural. She wasn't as filled with plastic. And she decided to tell him that she was trans in the middle of an argument. So they were arguing about something, about like cleaning or whatever. And then she said, you know what? I have a secret to tell you. I used to be born a man. And she admits to this herself that she traumatized him because of this. And
Can you refresh me as to where they were in the timeline in terms of ages when this happened?
He was early 20s.
Okay, so he's known for a long time, though. It's not like he just learned this season of 90 Day Fiancé. He's known for years.
Yeah, this was 15 years ago when they had already had their 2-year relationship. They had proposed.
And had sex.
Yes, and they were in the process of getting the K-1 visa back then.
Okay.
And so once she decides to blurt this out, their relationship basically ends for many, many, many years. And they're very strained because Igor was traumatized.
Of course.
And didn't know how to react and didn't know how to deal with things. And so it really fucked a lot of things up. And so I guess over the last 15 years, they had been keeping in touch periodically and probably seeing each other off and on as the years go by. And recently they have tried to like rekindle things a bit and like try to have a normal relationship again. So he proposed to her a second time. I think they were on a trip in like Mexico or something. And so that's where we're at now, is that he knows she's trans. He's known she's trans this whole entire time. He's like dealt with all of those feelings and everything. It's still hard for him though. And he still struggles with that, as we see in this season. He struggles particularly with intimacy. But I think it's also because of how Nikki is with her personality. I think she's kind of crazy and
she's overbearing.
Yes.
She's team too much.
Yes. And so he doesn't really know how to get his man energy, he calls it, to spark up for her. So that's where we see them in this episode.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So after he learns that she's trans and then they make up and they start talking again and they see each other, they go to Mexico. Were they having sex at that point? Okay. So there was a time when he could have sex with her and felt aroused with her after he learned that she was trans. So, okay. That gives me some good context for what's going on here. But because in this particular visit, he's not having sex with her.
Well, she just got there.
Right.
She just flew in. And because he hasn't been fucking her the second that she got in, she's upset by it. Because they haven't seen each other in 9 months. So she expected him to just ravish her the second that she got off the plane. And he hasn't. Because, again, they haven't seen each other in 9 months. So it's like, just take some time a little bit. Let's just like calm down and like ease into it and it'll be fine. And judging from their relationship at the very beginning, when she said their first date, he didn't even try to have sex with her. And she was very surprised by that. He seems like the type of guy that's like, let's take things slow. Let me romance you a little bit. Let me wine and dine you a little bit.
Right.
That's what it seems like to me. But that's not good enough for her. So last episode, they had a huge fight in the park where she was like, if you don't fuck me within 48 hours, I'm leaving. And she flipped out in the park. Like she was like very inappropriate. She was like asking him to lick ice cream off her face and like all of this stuff. Just upset. And now in this episode, she's blaming it on the hormones because I guess she took a hormone shot like just before she flew over to Moldova. And those can make her crazy, which I guess I can understand, but like calm down.
Right.
It's pretty fucking crazy. Like every scene with them is her talking about the intimacy.
Well, and I'm sorry, but this is giving me Kimbali Predator vibes.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of older women on these franchises that are constantly pressuring younger men into sex in a very unhealthy and toxic way.
Yep.
That alone is a boner killer.
Yeah. I think it's gross. I'm like, chill out. He doesn't owe you shit. First of all,
let me ask you a question. So do we think that he has a fundamental issue with her being trans, or do we strictly think it's because of her ass personality?
I think part of it will always be the trans thing. I think he is accepting of it at this point in time, but I think it's taken him a while to get to that point. Maybe he's not necessarily attracted to her anymore either, not because of the transgenderism stuff, but because she looks a lot different from when they first started dating, and it is a stark change. And like her personality is a little crazy.
She's a full-blown narcissist. Like when they're at that restaurant and she's like, oh my God, I just got clocked. I'm like, honey, there's cameras there.
Yes.
And you are a bit of a spectacle physically. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, with all of your glitter clothing and your many plastic surgeries. So people, especially in Moldova, they're going to look. It has nothing to do with being clocked.
No.
But it's like she connects absolutely everything back to her being transgendered.
Yep. And then she's still not like acknowledging that, oh, Igor probably isn't wanting to have sex because of all of the shit that I've put him through in this relationship. Like, they have been fucking before this, so maybe this is all like producer driven or something, or like maybe this is just their storyline, and maybe by next episode they will have had sex and everything will be fine. But she's expecting it like multiple times a day every day, because back when they were first together many years ago, they were screwing all the time. So she wants to go back to that. That's what she thinks is good for a relationship.
Okay. All
and
right.
I'm like, okay, but what if he can't deliver that then? Are you going to get mad at him for it? Or are you going to blame it on the trans stuff? Like, I don't think it's that. Like, I think he's dealing with a lot, and you kind of messed him up for life.
I don't know a whole lot of 47-year-old women who want to have sex 7 times a day.
I mean,
or a year.
I don't even want that. Like, why?
I just like, there's just a certain kind of rhythm to your life, and he's got a natural rhythm too. And so if he's 19 years old, absolutely he wants to fuck all the time, 10 times a day, absolutely. But he's 36 years old.
Yep.
He's out of the sexual prime.
Yep.
So yeah, she just seems full of pressure, full of dramatics, and completely inappropriate. And again, that's a boner killer. And I feel bad for him. Like, he's like, can I just go to my gym on my own?
Right.
It's a small gym. The ceiling is falling in. It's not appropriate for people from other countries. I'll take you to a different gym. But like, she's constantly pushing the limits.
And making it about the trans stuff.
Making it about the trans stuff, and also requiring him to prove himself to her and his love to her over and over again. Exhausting.
Yep. The whole gym thing was really annoying to me, because I'm like, he's literally saying, I found a gym that's good for foreigners and for people who are not from here. So like, it would be good for you.
Trust me. Like,
please.
I want to take care of you. Like,
I'm a
trust me,
personal
listen
trainer.
to me. Right.
Yes. And she gets insulted by that. And she's like, well, we should be proud to be who we are. And I'm like, okay, you can't change the whole country though.
Or
you
world.
can't change these people. Like, yes, you can be out and proud, but like, that's totally an American Western privilege thing, in my opinion. As a lesbian, as a representative of the community, we have it pretty good in most states in America. There are some states that are crazy. I'm not going to lie. I've been to Alabama. Okay. And those people are a little, but for the most part, we don't know what it's like to be in a country that is predominantly homophobic and transphobic. Like, Moldova is not a friendly place for LGBTQIA+.
Right. So let your man take care of you.
Seriously.
And keep you safe. That's what he's supposed to do.
And he's trying to do that.
That's how he actually does show you love.
So they're interesting. I'm not a fan of Nikki at all.
No.
And
she's
not a lot of people
person.
are.
No,
Yeah.
she's a narcissist.
Yes, she's terrible.
What else do you got going on besides all of this?
I mean,
I want to know who you are as a person. What's great about you? What do you believe in? What are you passionate about besides your tits and ass and your face?
for real. And was it this episode or last? I can't remember. She takes 90 minutes to get ready. Minimum.
Oh my God.
Minimum.
And all of the nails all
I
of these women
know.
have. Can you imagine wiping your ass with those kind of nails? Like, we cook, like we garden, we do all of these things. I cannot even imagine having nails longer than this.
The second I have anything underneath my nails, I'm like,
Ugh, so disgusting. Let me dip them in bleach.
Yes.
Now you can have these claws. No, thank you.
no, thank you at all.
And guys, my husband's like, if you ever get nails like that, he's like, absolutely not.
Really?
He thinks they're disgusting.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
No offense if you guys have nails. And there are
It's fine.
some nails that are beautiful. Like, it's just not
And
my
most
thing.
people keep them clean.
Well, like, when you get them long like that and you
just-
clacking like that, it's like, oh my God.
I can't. I can't do
Crazy.
it.
Nikki, you're crazy.
Next couple we have is Clayton and Annalie. So this is the first time we're meeting this couple. Clayton is the guy with the guinea pigs and the obese chihuahuas.
I do love a guinea pig, and I love an obese chihuahua, as it turns out.
They're pretty cute, but I'm like, take them on walks though.
Yeah, it's not good for their health, generally
No.
speaking.
But Clayton
But
is...
he dresses up as guinea pigs.
I mean, do they enjoy it though? He seems kind of weird
He's
with
like,
his
can you just leave me
pets.
alone? I don't need to wear clothes.
I
Leave
mean-
me in a natural habitat and I will thrive, Papa.
He lives in Lexington, Kentucky. He's a 30-year-old who lives with his mother. His mother lives in a walk-in closet.
Honey, why? Why? She was supposed to move out, but it was so comfy in the closet. It's been 3 years.
Well, she's a hoarder. obviously, because all of that mess in his
Go
apartment.
hoard in your own house.
She probably hoarded it out. Did you see that storage unit? That was all her shit.
I can't with people like this.
That was all her shit.
And they're always the most belligerent people.
Yeah.
Like when you try and challenge them on all the shit that they're littering around your place, they get so upset and angry.
Well, and I'm like,
this woman is in a closet.
Well, and this dude's a cybersecurity analyst. Like, you're making decent enough money. And I don't know what the cost of living is in Lexington, Kentucky, but it can't be like California.
Here. No.
For real. So I'm like, you can afford a 2-bedroom apartment so your mom doesn't have to live in the floor of a walk-in closet. But maybe she wants that. I don't know.
Honey, she's going to be a problem.
This whole couple is going to be a problem.
The girlfriend's going to be a problem.
100%.
And this guy is just so milquetoast and a
He's
pushover.
Fucking weird.
Is he a virgin?
Probably.
Has he had sex before?
Well, no, he's met Annalie in person, so maybe they did bang. I don't know, but he games a lot.
And so he imprinted like a little duckling on her punani.
Yeah.
And he wants her back so much, but he can't get rid of his mother. So what, they're going to have sex in the bedroom?
Probably.
And she's going to be right there in the closet?
Ugh. Probably just like
People
listening
are
in.
crazy on this planet.
I don't get it.
Can you imagine if I was your mother-in-law?
Absolutely
I'll
not.
just stay in your closet. It'll be really comfy. I'll put pillows down.
No.
I have my fucking my iPad, and I can watch it. It'll be great. I'll keep to myself.
Just before we recorded this, her husband was telling me, will you take care of her if I die? And I was like, well, yes. He's like, will you have her move in with you? And I said, yeah, you can live in my walk-in closet.
Like, absolutely not. I want my own pad if possible. I'd like my own pad. But this arrangement is preposterous. Is this for real? Is this scripted?
Yeah,
Does
I
this
think
woman
it's for
really
real.
live in his? Oh my God.
I think it's for real. But like Annalie seems like she is playing this dude for what it's worth.
Okay.
Because when Clayton gets on his computer to talk to his gaming friend or whatever that he's never met, but he's known for 13 years, he reveals that Annalie has not told her family or anybody that Clayton even exists and that they're dating. And she hasn't told her dad, especially, who her dad apparently calls her multiple times a day, like constantly. So I don't know if that's really her dad.
Oh,
I'm wondering if it's like a boyfriend or something.
Her boyfriend.
I don't know. It just seems shady. And then also Annalie revealed to Clayton that she's got a job waiting for her in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
So I think
she's
he's
like
just a green card for her.
Stair-stepping to where she ultimately wants to be. Because this is never going to work.
No.
She's going to be pissed as soon as she gets into that apartment. And then that mother walks out from the kitchen with her hard face.
Dude.
On her way to the walk-in closet.
Being like, can I bring some boxes from my storage unit and put it right in your space?
Yikes.
Yeah, so they're going to be a mess. Next, we have Ji-hoon and Devin 2.0, a.k.a. Nick and Devin.
Is that Piggy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, she's from Arkansas.
Yes. She seems sweet. She's only 23.
Okay.
She's really young. And then we have Nick, who's from South Korea.
I don't like him for some reason.
Really?
I think there's something about him. He's got a mean streak.
check.
There's something, vibe check, sort of misogynistic about him.
Yeah.
And judgmental about him. I don't like him. And she seems very vulnerable.
Yes.
And gullible.
She's young too. They met in Australia. I guess they were on some like trip together or something. They met there. So that's how they know each other. And they've been dating for like 2 years. And so this episode picks up with her flying to South Korea because she's going to meet Nick's parents and hopefully get their blessing for him to move to the United States with her. And I don't know how this dude expects to adapt from Seoul, not North Korea, Jesus, Seoul, South Korea to go to s10e5, Arkansas.
It is going to be a huge culture shock.
I mean, I don't know how he's going to function, but we'll see how that goes. But he's like preparing her how to like interact with his parents and like don't look them in the eye and like make sure you bow and like drink from the side and like all these weird things. So she's prepared and respectful to his parents. And his parents sound like they don't like Americans and they don't like
Why?
her.
We're so awesome.
I mean, I guess to other cultures we are not.
To our own culture,
we are not. But they, I think, are judging her because they think that she is taking nick away from them.
Right.
So I don't know.
Does he have like a weird ulterior motive to come to America?
It doesn't seem like
to make money or to use her for a green card, because like he's in Seoul, Korea, so he's probably gainfully employed, although Ji-hoon wasn't.
No, he wasn't, but he's gainfully employed.
He is.
He's not a loser,
And so she doesn't want to go to Seoul, Korea, because I would much rather go to Seoul, Korea personally. I love Korean food.
I mean, me too.
I love Korean food so much.
Me too.
Well, I'd be eating my way up and down through the corridors of Korea, honey.
For real. But no, they want to go to Arkansas.
Oh God, have you ever been to Arkansas?
No.
And no offense if you're from Arkansas, that's a spooky state.
Ethel's moving there.
Oh, I hope she loves it. And so is Big Ed and Liz. But there's just something about it. They're not very welcoming there. But I was in a couple of mountain towns, like outback places. And it was kind of like Colorado City.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're looking at you, watching, what are you doing in my town?
Yeah.
There's just a vibe there that I'm not really a fan of. So I'm worried for this young man.
I'm worried too. And if I don't even know where Cersei, Arkansas is. So I'm like, that must be a small ass fucking town.
Well, you know, Reddit is already talking about it. And they're like, he better be ready because it's a really small town, racist town.
Oh, God.
And then there's other people saying, actually, it's not that bad. It's a college town. There's different kinds of people here. It'll be all right, but we'll see. Why is his name Nick, though?
I don't know.
Okay. Just wondering.
We haven't really met like a lot of them yet.
Okay.
So it's only been the last like 2 episodes.
Why does he call her Piggy? That seems rude.
It's a term of endearment, he says.
Does she like it?
No. I mean, she's just like, well, I didn't realize that was a term of endearment. But he's like, no, I think she's cute. She's kind of chubby. But like, you know, to them, with the K-pop stars and everything, like chubby is not our version of chubby. Chubby is like healthy.
Okay.
Because you know some of the K-pop stars, like there's one in particular, I can't remember the name, but your daughter's obsessed with her, where like everybody hates her because she's like a normal looking chick and she has like meat on her body.
Oh, so they call her fat?
Yes.
Oh, so they're going to think, well, I want to call her Piggy because I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
They're going to think she's obese.
Yeah.
No, they're going to think she's fat.
They're going to think she's like chubby.
Why?
But like,
that's probably why I don't like her, because he calls her Piggy and she doesn't like it. Let me catch my husband calling me something that I don't like.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he calls me all kinds of things and I'm fine with it. He calls me his 600-pound wife, which is fine. But like if I didn't like it and he called me that, that would not stand. And he would also never do that. And vice versa, because that's a disrespectful thing to do. That's why I don't like Nick, whatever his name is.
I'm not really a fan of him either, because I think Devin is pretty nice. Like, I'm hoping she's not going to be like old season Devin with Devin and Ji-hoon, because she was a fucking monster. But we'll see.
Well, in the next episode, she's crying already. So something goes wrong with them parents.
And he predicted that too.
Korean restaurant, really?
Yeah, he's like, she gets overwhelmed really easily and she'll cry.
And didn't he say something like, if she blows this up for me?
Yeah.
So
because he's worried she'll mess it up.
But
he said that if she cries, it's going to make his parents hate her.
Oh my God.
So
the pressure.
I think that he's saying that in reference to like, I hope my parents don't see something in her, that she's done something to make
Well, the way he phrased it though is like he's setting her up to fail. Like she's going to blow it up. How about you be her advocate and representative as the person who loves her and shield her and cover her like a lover would do. But I guess that's too much to ask for.
It is 90 Day Fiancé.
Too much to ask for.
After all.
When you're a misogynistic prick who calls his girlfriend Piggy against her will.
Mm-hmm. Next we have Gino and Jasmine.
We still have more. Oh God, Gino and Jasmine. She's
absolutely insane.
Crazy.
Absolutely insane.
Something about her I like though.
What?
I don't. There's just like something. Her sense of humor, like there's something about her
really
that's a bit magical. Yes,
she calls Gino ugly.
He is. Gino is such a slug. Gino is such a liar. Gino sent her nudes to his ex-girlfriend. He is such a vile loser. I don't know why he would be with her, because she's emotionally, verbally, and possibly physically abusive. But she's way out of his league.
Oh, 100,000%.
And now she has a rash and she's pissed about it.
So this episode picks up with her itching her body all over. She's got hives from head to toe because Gino's house is dusty and dirty and gross. And you didn't see this episode.
No.
But when she arrived in America, in Michigan, wearing the thinnest fucking jacket ever.
She doesn't know.
And being like, I'm so cold. I just can't handle it. She gets to his house and he decorated with the Panamanian flag and everything. And he put it upside down, which was automatically an insult to her.
LOL.
And then there's like dust everywhere. He like didn't get any good food for her because she's vegan, so he didn't buy anything for her to eat. And then she gets to the bathroom.
Okay.
She gets to the bathroom.
I saw that.
And there's literally a log of shit in the toilet.
Okay, I didn't see that. I saw I saw the toilet.
Well, no,
there's
in
a
this
shit
season.
in there.
Yes.
Come on, is the standard in
He
hell?
forgot to flush.
Is the bar in hell for men? Like, how are you going to be 50 years old like Gino is and not know to flush your fucking toilet and just hire a maid to come on in and clean up your place?
Well,
because a woman is coming to town.
He can't hire a maid because he quit his job.
Oh,
He quit his job so that way he could spend time with her.
Why does she want to be with him again? And his dick doesn't work?
I don't know.
If I recall correctly, his dick don't work?
It does work if she pees on him.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Which she seems to love?
I don't know, dude. I don't know what is wrong. I think she has a weird complex with Gino where she thinks she's so beautiful because she is. Objectively, she's
she's less beautiful than she used to be.
Beautiful, yes.
No offense.
She used to be beautiful
She needs
before
to
all the
stop
fillers.
right now.
But like I think in her mind, she could get any man. And I think she could.
She could, yeah.
She's choosing Gino because maybe money or something. I don't know. Or maybe she's got a weird like punishment fetish for him. Like maybe it's a weird dynamic.
Like a humiliation sort of a thing. He used to be an engineer, right? So he should be employable?
Yes.
Okay.
But like I think she's got a complex. Like he won't come with me during sex. So am I ugly? Like maybe that's why she's gotten all these plastic surgeries. Like, I don't know, dude.
Okay.
They just have a weird fucking vibe to me. And she's so emotionally unregulated and unstable. Like it's insane.
I mean, how do you know not to clean up your house?
Dude.
Like the first time I met my husband, who was a bachelor, you know, he told me he owned his own home. He had like 5 vehicles. So I'm like, oh, score. I can't wait to go to your house. So I went to his house. You've seen it. It was on literally the side of a highway. And I went into the house and it was clean. It was serviceable. I mean, it was decorated in the most terrible of ways with fucking
man way
metal posters on the wall.
Of course.
And paneled walls and like industrial Berber carpet. But like it was vacuumed.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing on the counters, which were like vinyl or linoleum or whatever. And it was like, oh, it was really a terrible situation. But it was clean.
Yeah.
Because he knew I was going to come over and maybe I was going to drop some panties, which I did not do. I did not do it.
You didn't give up the cookie?
I almost did it, but I didn't do it, baby.
Oh
but at least those sheets were clean.
Yeah.
His bedroom was clean. Gino, every man knows. Take what you got, shine it up, clean it up, dust it off, and make it ready for the woman.
You're not asking for much. It's really, just a clean house.
Flush your fucking toilet.
Toilet.
You asshole.
It was unbelievable.
Wild.
She walks in the bathroom and immediately is like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And he closes the toilet seat and flushes. He was so embarrassed.
Oh my God.
And so in this episode, he's like, my house isn't dirty. I'm not a hoarder or anything.
Yes,
so like,
you are.
It's not dirty. And I'm
she
like,
has hives from head to toe. Have you ever had hives from head to toe?
Yes.
I have too.
Yes.
There's nothing worse in the world.
It's fucking awful.
It's terrible. And it lasts for like a week to 2 weeks.
She had to get an allergy shot.
Yep.
They had to go to urgent care to get an allergy shot so she could be okay.
No, honey, I'd be checking out. Deuces, going back to Panama and my ex-boyfriend Dane.
For real.
Who, by the way, way hotter than Gino.
Oh, yeah. Well, and she uses that in arguments all the time. She's like, he fucks me better than you.
That's a fact.
I mean
yes. He can't get his dick hard. Why are you with Gino? I don't understand. And this weaponized incompetence. Like, I don't know how to flush a toilet. Like, I can't be expected to know how to dust a shelf. That's why you're here, to be my bang maid.
Yeah.
So get to it.
Absolutely wild.
Does she have an OnlyFans?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's coming, honey. It's coming.
She
got to make money somehow.
I mean, Gino quit his job, so what are you going to do? And then the last couple we didn't see in this episode was Manuel and Ashley, which we don't have to talk too much about because they're really annoying. But Ashley's the witch.
Yeah.
Manuel's the Catholic. I'm pretty sure he's here just for the green card because he's got a ton of family members in New York, which is where Ashley lives. And she didn't even know that he had all this family up in New York. Last episode, there was some argument with a phone where he was demanding to have a phone so he could contact his family. And then she was able to get a phone for him, but it would take 2 days. He's like, that's not good enough. And he gave his family Ashley's phone number. And so they were hounding her, like calling her 20 times a day.
Oh my God. No, thank you.
To try and get a hold of him. So there's some weird shit going on with them where I think he's lying.
He's scamming her.
Yeah. But she's also kind of an annoying person. So.
Okay. Well, but she's a witch, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. They've already gotten into it about it.
Oh, God, I missed it.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'll have to go back and watch, but I won't.
You won't. I'll just recap you every week.
Let me know what happens, girl.
And then we have the preview. So Annalie arrives in America and she goes into Clayton's house with his weird mom and the guinea pigs and everything. And I'm sure that's going to be a mess.
Aren't you so blessed to have a mother-in-law like me? Don't you just think every single day, wow, it could have been way worse. She could have been in my closet.
100%.
She's awesome. I have a podcast with her. She's pretty.
You're like my best friend.
I know.
It's wild.
It could have been way worse.
100%. There's horror stories of people with their mother-in-laws.
Yes.
And then we have Manuel and Ashley going to couples therapy. And then Nick and Devin have dinner with his parents and she starts crying. And then Justin introduces Nikki to his friends and she immediately talks about how she used to be a prostitute and do drugs. And then Gino and Jasmine fight.
Okay. Well, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to be on a new adventure.
Yeah.
Sister Wives is winding down. Plathville is winding down for the inevitable. We already know what's going to happen. Everybody leaves. There are always divorces. Families are blown apart. So now we need new victims.
Yes.
To follow, to stalk from our dumpster, the perch of our dumpsters.
Yes.
We watch in judgment as these people flail about their lives. Ridiculous people.
They are so ridiculous.
So much better than.
We are, though.
Everybody is. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, I'm liking this season already. I'm pretty entertained by all of these people. Even though they're longer episodes, like there's a lot of content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to continuing the journey with you.
Yeah.
I am running out of gas, though.
Yeah.
How long have we been potting? I feel
We've
like
been
I've
potting
been
for
here
a long
3
time.
to 4 days. So we got to go. So is there anything else that we need to say to these beautiful raccoons before we go? Beatrice.
Well, if you love our podcast, I sure hope that you give us a glowing 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform. It really helps us grow. Thank you so much.
And we'll be back next week to talk Sister Wives. We should also mention, by the way, we're off for Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think the season finale of Sister Wives is going to be on that Sunday.
They're not going to break
Monday.
it up.
I don't think so, bitch.
Last time they made us wait, so
Here's
they may
the
wait.
thing. Here's the thing. If Sister Wives releases their final episode the Monday of Thanksgiving,
then we're going to have to do it.
We're going to have to do it.
We're going to have to do it just for you.
Not for Plathville.
No.
Not for 90 Day Fiancé.
No.
We'll be there for Sister Wives. But if it's not the finale, we're gone.
Yeah.
The only content you can get is going to be on Patreon because we release something every week. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
And so until we return, please don't forget that we love you so much and peace out.
Bye.